Hi, my name is Matt Vos. This is the Pigasus 3333 car. This was a Calvin Smith built car. It can either be ran as a competition coupe or a modified roadster. I am the co-driver owner along with Brad Roorda. And with me is my son Carter Vos. He's a second generation. We're going to give him his first opportunity to get in the car here in a few weeks in October down in Blytheville, Arkansas. This car was the first car to go over 200 miles an hour at the inaugural ECTA event in Blytheville, Arkansas. It was quite a weekend. We were on wind hold, I think, for like a day and a half. And early Sunday morning, we actually got to make our first attempt at 200 miles per hour. We were in line behind some pretty heavy hitters. And we thought it would be really cool to be the first car to go over 200, but we weren't so sure we were actually going to be able to pull that off. We had some pretty stiff competition there, but I even think one of the cars went 199.9 in front of us. So we didn't find that out till later, but we made our pass. I was in the car with the roadster body, and we laid down a 208.5. So that was pretty incredible. We were all really happy. We got quite a crew that comes to help us at our events. If without them, this wouldn't have been possible. Without Brad helping us, being part of this with me, we couldn't have done it. So kind of how we do this, we kind of split responsibilities between the two of us. Brad's kind of the engine transmission guy. He knows what to talk about there when we're talking to engine builders and getting ideas on how to build these engines. And I kind of take care of the rest of it, as far as doing to the car what it needs for prep work or repair work or anything that we want to improve upon, to get this car going. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brad, and he's going to kind of cover some of his side of this race team.
We started off with multiple different engines in this car. We started first off with a 6.0 liter LS engine, which is what everybody would expect us to start out with. It was a bone stock engine. Took it to Bonneville, was able to go 140 mile an hour, 148 mile an hour with a bone stock engine. We were on the way home, and I was talking to Matt, and I said, "Boy, we got to find some more power somewhere." And we were kind of looking up parts for the LSs, and so we got to beating the bushes a little bit, and we found an old 410 engine, and actually it was a engine out of a late model, and we rebuilt that engine and put that together, and we ran that for several years over in Wilmington, Ohio. And we were able to set several records over there in the Roadster and in the coupe body with that configuration, both gas and alcohol. We tried Bonneville again, and we were able to up our mile an hour. I think we were up in the 188 mile an hour range. We did qualify for the long course, which was a major goal for us. So we did get our 175 wings. So came back and started looking around, and we actually ended up with a short block out of a streamliner and the top end off a sprint car, and that's what we've got right now, which is a 443 cubic inch small block, naturally aspirated. And this is, right now, I think we've got more power than we can hook up at the moment. We set records again at Ohio, set them at Blytheville, Arkansas. We've set records at New Mexico this year, and we've got our rookie stuff done at El Mirage, and we've been licensing up at Bonneville.
Hi, I'm Carter. I am 17 years old, and I've been helping on the car since 2013. One of my first jobs helping out was cleaning the car, finding tools, putting away tools, kind of little stuff like that. And as the years went by and we kept getting more experience, I started doing more difficult jobs, doing tire pressures in the morning, making sure everything's packed on the tow vehicle, helping pack the trailer, just organizing things like that.
You helped build some of the engines.
Yeah.
With Brad's brother Brian.
Yep, I did that.
Yeah, kind of a unique thing. Carter really stepped up this year, right before we went out to SpacePort America for the ECTA's inaugural event. I had a work trip I had to go on. The car had no engine, no transmission in it. And, it was kind of a last minute decision to make that trip. So we really had to flog to try and get this thing together. So Carter kind of stepped in and did my job, helping Brad put this thing back together. So I guess one of the things I like about running ECTA is we can run a couple times a year, and it's a lot more economical than making some bigger trips like to Bonneville or El Mirage. And there's some fewer people out there, so you can run multiple passes over a weekend. I like the fact that it's over a weekend. You can just make a little extended weekend over it.
I like the tune. I like the fact that we can get a tune figured out for the car. So when we go to Bonneville, all we have to do is worry about the altitude and the weather. We got a pretty decent combination figured out when we go to that point. So we've got gear figured out, we've got pills figured out, we've got timing figured out. We kind of got a ballpark of where we need to be, all based off of what we can get for consistency out of ECTA. Because the concrete gives us some of that consistency that I'm not dealing with a variable of wheel slip and that kind of thing.
So Carter, what do you like about ECTA?
Well, first of all, there's the little mess. You go to the salt flats and you're tracking salt everywhere. No matter how much you try to prevent it, it always gets everywhere.
Well, we're able to recover quicker. So if you get a rainstorm at Arkansas, within a few hours they can be back up and running, or at least the next day. That is one big thing. The wind, Mother Nature kind of throws us that curveball every once in a while, but the fact that we can recover from a rain or an oil down or something like that rapidly at Arkansas is a definite benefit. It's not a wasted trip.